Most of us are so busy living our lives right now that we rarely stop to think about near death and dying. But there is a lot of work being done right now in this area. We have Liz Copling with us today from a Grace Hospice Care, and she joins us in advance of an upcoming International Bioethics Forum being held right here in Madison, which sounds like a huge mouthful and probably a little intimidating for some folks, but we're talking about end of life and near-death experiences and dying. What is the whole, talk about the conference itself and what is going to be discussed.
Well, the 11th Annual International Bioethics Forum, which is taking place next Thursday and Friday at Promega Corporation in Fitchburg on East Trail Parkway, this year is going to focus on near-death experiences and the experience of dying. So a lot of people may struggle with the topic of death and dying, but there's a lot of research and insights that are going to be shared about how knowing about near-death experiences can actually help people live more fully and live each day to the fullest.
Go into that a little bit, and even Tim and I were talking about this. I mean, how can we learn from people? And he was taking it more literally, but how can we learn from people that have gone through this experience in order to live better now?
I think one thing that's important to know is that there is such a thing as a good death. At a Grace Hospice Care, our mission is to enhance quality of life at end of life. So when people come to us for our services, they benefit from things like having their pain and symptoms managed, the grief support, the faith support that our chaplains provide. So knowing that you have the option for excellent physical, spiritual, and emotional support at the end of life can help people realize that death is a very meaningful experience and a part of life that they can cherish.
I know one of the people that is going to be speaking, Dr. Raymond Moody. He's won a World Humanitarian Award. He is called the father of the near-death experience. He's going to be talking about the phenomena reported by those present during someone's end-of-life experience. What do you hear from people that have maybe never been in that position, but
well, it's
why
interesting.
Is that valuable?
At a Grace, our practitioners, our doctors and nurses have at times reported things where people who are dying, they start speaking in traveling metaphors, talking about waiting for a bus or waiting for a train. They sometimes speak about loved ones who have passed before and make reference to those people. So it's very interesting, the near-death experience and what our spiritual selves value. There's definitely some lessons that can be learned.
Very cool. Big discussion happening in a very intimate setting. I know there are about 300 guest seats available, and there are some still available, but not many. We've got a link to the forum on our web channel at NBC15.com. Check it out if you want more information there. Again, it's the 26th and 27th. Liz, thanks so much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Very serious topic, but a really neat one to talk about. All right, still ahead.